But I want you to look at the person next to you. This moment in time, Wednesday, April 27th, 2022 at 6:00 whatever, is probably the only time this exact group of people will be together. That's essentially what each edition of Quadrangle is. A time capsule of a specific group of people at a specific moment in time that will never quite be captured in the same way ever again, as each person ventures on their own walk of life afterwards.
When I hold it, I just don't see paper and ink and glue. I see the people whose loving efforts brought it into being.
At the edge of the universe, past the ambiguous dust of the Milky Way and the last echoes of human agony, there is, perhaps, another version of our story.
He gazed out the shattered windshield and he thought that the design was rather avant-garde. Just outside, directly in front of him, the metal hood of his car hugged a tree in a warm embrace.
I was inspired to make this drawing by my own fascination for these birds and what ravens typically symbolize in general. Ravens are known for their dark and mysterious reputations, being harbingers of death or darkness, but that's not all they stand for.
Their leaves are dull gray, twisted, and waxy. When I was a boy, I'd pick one off in boredom or ire, pluck him vein from vein, cracking his unbending bones and tearing away his arid flesh to dust.
You should be careful what you put in the quadrangle because you might be asked to revisit it 20 years later. But I didn't mind doing this because I already believe that a poem is a time travel device. When you look at something that you wrote a long time ago, and when you try to figure out what to do with it or what you might have even meant, you have to kind of jump back in time and jump back into a version of yourself that no longer exists.
She never saw a landmine before that video. He just carried it off like it was a toy with a great red button on top of it. 7 o'clock. He's picking her up at 7. She wondered how many people would die by the time they bought their popcorn.
And she'll twist them tight, real tight, as if to say, child of mine, when you reach up and touch that tender crown, you will remember my love. I like to imagine that's what she heard from her mother, who heard that from her mother. I like to imagine hundreds of daughters sitting on dusty floors between their mother's knees, hearing the exact same thing.
The only thing better than one brilliant and energetic editor-in-chief are two brilliant and energetic editors-in-chief. So I'm happy to announce that Brianna will be joined by someone who brings 1,000-watt enthusiasm for editing and a tremendous critical intelligence to the task, and that's Grace Brown. So.
I am honestly so flattered. When Professor Cochran said that he wanted me to co-editor-in-chief with Brianna next year, I was ecstatic. I mean, this has been the first thing, extracurricular I've ever done at Canisius, and it's my 3rd year now. We all had the opportunity to not only learn about this industry that I at least didn't really know was a full industry before, and I got to kind of uncover what I want to do with the rest of my life, but we also had the chance to learn about literature as a craft, and it's an expressive and an expansive and an experimental craft. And I felt that it stimulated all the little creative parts of my brain and drove my own writing to new achievements, and I'm so excited to write next year.
Self-discovery is hard, and then defining that discovery is even harder. But the beauty of Quadrangle lies in the fact that it allows for the ability to say the unsaid. It allows for reading between the lines to be viewed as a gift and not a burden. Quadrangle's legacy lives in the hundreds, maybe thousands of pieces it has served as a beckoning for people to unabashedly cry, here I am, this is what I have to say, and this is what I want to create for 70 years. And the fact that I've been given the opportunity, and that each member of my team and each Q70 contributor has been given the opportunity to join in that barbaric yawp, to quote Walt Whitman, and redefine what it means to be ourselves, even though we probably don't fully know what that means yet, is absolutely amazing.
Quadrangle remains an affirmation, a welcome reminder that creativity and passion and generosity are like solar power, free and renewable resources, and they remind us that the return on investment of love is infinite.